Today is a special day. We're going to be talking to a couple of watches, one of which just might change your life. Welcome back to the Humble Horologist channel. I am Anthony, and I am the very humble horologist. Guys, I don't know anything compared to these other channels, but I'm having fun, and I hope that you are too. Here we are in the fireplace room, the den, the studio, whatever you want to call it, but we're not alone. We're going to be looking at a couple of Casio watches. Now you think, oh, everybody has a Casio. That's cheap. Well, what is he doing reviewing a Casio? Well, it's more than a review. There's a message here that I want you to walk away with or drive away with. Right now, I want to invite you to welcome our first watch, and that is the MTD-1010. Hello, MTD. How are you doing today? Was that? You know, watches don't talk very much. You're not a big talker, are you? It's like all you want to do is just be a pretty face and be looked at all the time. Is that pretty much it? Well, it's obvious that this pretty face resembles another pretty face, and that's the face of a Rolex. Is that not correct? Yeah, I think so. I believe this is a face that resembles an old Rolex Submariner. Well, you know, this Casio that came out in the late 1900s or early 2000s was discontinued at the very, well, maybe about 10 years ago, 10 or 11 years ago. And it was a good watch, but you know, you had a good run, but for some reason you were phased out. And why was that? Because they had another one that, there was another watch that they wanted to introduce to replace this one because, quite frankly, you got to admit, it has some better stats. So why don't we bring that one in and we will talk together, okay? So now we have in the studio together, maybe for the first time, the Casio MTD-1010 and our Casio friend, the MDV-106B. I can tell there's definitely a difference between you two. Do you get along all right, or you just, I figured they don't really get along. They don't see too much of each other. As a matter of fact, you're not around too often, are you? No, but you, MDV, over there, 106, you are pretty common right now, aren't you? You and your black brother, don't take that the wrong way, but there's also got new bezel colors and stuff on, but the blue one, I like you. I mean, you're a really sharp looking watch, and you can tell that you are a descendant of the MDV or MTD. I get you mixed up. I'm sorry, I get them mixed up. But neither one of y'all really talkers, are you? Anyway, but can you see, folks, can you see the resemblance? Can you see the progression of going from a homage almost of a Rolex to a watch that is pretty much its own thing? The colors are a little different. The sizes are definitely different, but the DNA is still there, I think. And I just wanted you to see them together, just to see the differences and the similarities. If you can pick up one of these MTD-1010s at a decent price, you know, you've got a good deal. But you can also get the MDV, 106, pretty much anywhere where good watches are sold. So here's something that I want you to think about, though. I said earlier that one of these watches could change your life. I wasn't joking, because there's a message that I want you to take away from this video about the 1010. This watch, if you go to eBay and look up the prices, here is just one quick glance at the prices being asked for this model. Now, some of the prices are a little high, but some of them are more reasonable. Some of them are just crazy. But the thing is that this is a watch that has value to some more than others, and some are willing to invest in order to have the better examples of these watches. And my point is this: when I got this watch, I got it in 2021, and I paid all total about $9.05 for this watch, because I got it in a lot of 8 watches for $72, I think. And this watch cost me $950 or $905, plus I put in a new old stock movement, which cost me about $19, and that took about $20 something, maybe $30, to get it serviced, to do that. A friend of mine to actually put that movement in, and now it's a perfectly working watch, almost like new, a little scratch here and there, and you know, it's a great watch, and I didn't spend much money on it at all, but I could turn around and sell it for more than I've got in it. But again, how is this life-changing? Well, the thing is that when it comes to watches and when it comes to us, you may think that you're a has-been. You may think that you are all washed up, that you have no value because the new model has come along, or that, you know, what you have to offer isn't the 200 millimeter water resistance, but the 5 meter water resistance. You know, that's okay. The thing is that your value, even though somebody else may not see it, somebody does. Your value might not be much to some people. Don't let that discourage you. Don't let that bring you down to the point where you think nobody will want you, nobody can use you, nobody needs you. There's always somebody. It doesn't matter what kind of watch you are. Somebody is going to want you. And I guess that's pretty much all we have for today. Except, let me remind you, I'm always up for a cup of coffee. It would help support our channel and help pay for some. Let me tell you, I've got some watches out there that are in this being serviced, that the service costs more than the watch did, but before I can show them to you, they need to be paid for. So the coffee, if you know what I mean, that helps. And then if you would like any merchandise, you know, we have hats, we have mugs, we have whatever with our humble horologist logo on it, and my saying that I say at the end of the video. So if you want one of those, let me know, and we'll get one to you. And be looking, stay tuned. We're going to have another giveaway soon, and we're going to be giving away some vintage Vostok watches, thanks to a friend who donated them for that purpose. So have a great week. We'll see you next week, but until then, remember, watches are replaceable, but time is not.